Howdy, folks, and welcome to another episode of Buying Time with Baby Davey. We're lucky to be joined by the one and only El Jefe, the Jefe, Jeff Rosenberg. Jeff, how you doing? Glad to have you with us.
I'm great, Dave. A long time no speak.
Yes, no
Uh,
speak indeed. It's been a rough couple months for me, I will say, in the stock market,
mhm.
but I'm looking to pick myself back up.
So you're not all gloom and doom, Dave, today.
No, I'm very positive. I'm up 2% today. I'm probably on the year to date, probably close to break even, to be a matter of fact.
And are you worried about this upcoming slip? They're calling it the, 10-15% correction can really wipe out a lot of your wealth.
Well, I actually started setting trailing stop orders. If something sinks 5%, I'm selling all of it. So I that's sort of how I'm doing it.
That's interesting. Has that worked out for you well in the past? Has that triggered anything? Yeah, walk me through that.
So I just started doing it yesterday. I've sold some stuff automatically. I'm still trying to figure out the ins and outs of the whole process.
Hmm.
Um, but I do like the fact of setting the percentage versus the actual number.
Very good, very good. Question: how do you feel about Amazon with Bezos up in space these days?
Yeah, I Amazon really hasn't moved a lot for me in the past 6 months or so. And if something happened to Bezos where the spaceship blew up, I think the stock would have tanked. So I don't see how that really adds to the bottom
Hmm.
line
Hmm.
of what you're getting from Amazon. I think Amazon sort of hit its heyday. Um, with the coronavirus, the only thing that's going to really rise Amazon's profit is going to be if that um, variant comes out and sort of keeps us on lockdown for another year or so.
Very nice. It seems like you've been researching. You're kind of, you're up to hutch, as they say.
I'm up to Hutch indeed. I've actually moved a lot of my finances from single stocks into those ETFs. Now I look at the 5 year, the 10 year. I don't like anything that isn't at its highest point. And what I mean by that is if it's 2017 and then 2018 it tanks and then it's back up 2019, 2020. I don't like that it sank in the first place. I'm only choosing winners now. That was the original strategy. I kind of strayed from it.
Well, they all sank during the pandemic, if you will.
Pandemic. I'd like to delve a little bit deeper into what you mean by that. You're talking about of course, the lab theory where this was concocted by Fauci himself.
Yes, I do believe. He's not as good of a guy as people would make him out to seem. I think he did some dirty stuff back in the day, and I think he's got some skeletons in his closet.
He's got around 500,000 skeletons in his closet. If I
Right. Very good, Dave. And that's not counting the other outbreaks that he, didn't even pay attention to. And I'm talking about the 80s.
the 80s, of course, your SARS epidemics, um, your pigs. What are the? Oh my lord! Can you hear that?
I
That's
do, Dave.
that.
I can hear that big time. Actually, we're getting a storm coming in right now. I just heard a crash of
Oh,
lightning. I was in the back there sawing some wood.
oh well, you better get rid of that metal saw because lightning will strike you right in that saw.
Uh, yeah, I put it, well, it's still outside. Maybe I should grab it. And that's something Bezos can't outsource, the chopping of wood, in someone's backyard.
Well, that's why you got to look at your wood, your forest products. Resolute Forest Products (RFP) is something I've been interested in for quite some
Really?
time.
What's that all about? If it give me a quick little gist.
Well, that would be sort of being in that wood game.
Because wood
Um,
has skyrocketed. I was actually came into some wood the other week. And this, talk about an 8 foot by 4 foot piece of 3/4 inch
ooh,
plywood.
sounds pretty.
You can push that thing for, resale value $200. I got 10 of these pieces. All of a sudden, that's 2 grand worth of wood that I, repurposed, if you will.
So that RFP, Resolute Forest Product, they engage in the production and sale of forest products. So obviously, you're going to have that focus on wood.
Hmm.
Um, they're into that pulp, the papers, the tissue.
Right.
Uh,
And is this actually, these are the people that are, chopping down the Amazon? Is that what we're talking about?
Unfortunately, I think so. Past year, they're up 340% though.
Oh, bud.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten in that well on it, but I've actually moved a lot of my finances to what I consider to be the most stable, and I looked at the top 10 ETF performance over the past 10 years. And
Hmm.
what you're going to see is a lot of semiconductor ETFs, that's SOXX. You're going to have your biotech ETF, that's XBI. You want your NASDAQ Internet ETF, that's PNQI.
Hmm.
Your Investco QQQ Trust, that's
It sounds
QQQ.
like you're in the tropics there, my man.
I am. It's definitely the birds are cawing and they're worried about the storm that's coming. But these stocks are generally up over 500% over the last 10 years.
Wow, that's something special, Dave. We'll throw those tickers up there for anyone interested.
Yeah, let me just finish them off quickly. The Vanguard Information Technology ETF, that's
Hmm.
VGT. Your small cap healthcare, PSCH. Your medical devices, IHI. Your consumer discretionary, VCR. Your equity opportunities, FPX. And then your Russell Top 200 Growth Fund, that's at IWI. IWI, in case the clapping got a hold of you.
I
So
love
you,
that.
and so these stocks generally never go down. These ETFs never go down. They're steady. They're probably 10 years, 500%. You're looking at 50% gains year over year. That's not too shabby in my book.
Not at all, David. That's huge. I can't even believe those numbers when I hear them. But I'll do a little bit of my D&D myself. And how do you feel about crypto?
I can never time it right. I always get in when stuff is hot and I get out when it's cold.
I'm doing a cost averaging thing. 50 in Ethereum, 50 in Bitcoin every week.
Yeah, I'd rather have you put it towards these ETFs that have been performing quite well over the past 10 years.
Mm.
So maybe divvy that up a little bit.
We'll see. We'll see, Dave. I like where your head's at on that. Any last words?
Last words are, don't just look at the last 6 months or the last 12 months. I want you looking at the 5 years, the 10 years.
Hmm.
Make sure this sucker isn't just popping straight from the pandemic. See how it was doing beforehand. I put a little too much money in oil because it was tanking pretty hard, and now
Hmm.
it's just not something I want to be in anymore. For more than not just for my head, but also for my heart.
You switched from oil to wood.
Oil to wood, indeed, my friend. And just as the storm hits and Jeff cuts out, we're going to end the episode. We hope to see you again soon, Jeff. We love you. We miss you. And we're sorry that you froze. Hope you can hear me. This is Spying Time with Baby Davey and joined by El Jefe the Chef. I love you, Jeff. Love you, Nation.